All right, good morning. We're here for our weekly Marion County Board of Commissioners meeting. It is Wednesday, June 9th. Wow, June's going by fast already. It is 9 o'clock. We're here in the Senator Hearing Room at 555 Court Street. So if you will join us, we always start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just for the record, Commissioner Bethel is doing an honorable thing today. She is handing out diplomas to seniors that are graduating at McNary High School. Danielle, is your son a senior at McNary?
South.
Oh, South, okay. And I know there's several graduations going on this week, so it's great that she could be a part of that, and we'll miss her today, but great she's being able to do that. We have David Bean sign up for public comment. David, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I think we need to do is open all of the fair stuff now on for next year, get it done for the county fair, state fair, open, because a lot of people want to get to open and go back where it used to be. And I urge everybody wear the mask still for the county and still go to do that for the fair and the county one. Wear a mask till next year, then we can go back where we used to have been doing. And I urge all the businesses pitch in for Marion County Fair this year. And I urge everybody, small businesses too, I urge everybody come in, do the fair and have a good time. I urge all the disability people too, Marion County. Thank you.
Thanks, David. I know we're gonna have a fair this year. Yippee.
Yeah.
Excited.
And I'd like to have 3 days on the fair stuff, 3 days.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're gonna go, right, Tamara? Yeah, good. I see.
And I urge all the businesses to come and watch.
Yep.
Have a good time. And you listen to music too.
And we're gonna open the ceremonies there on Friday, I believe at 10 o'clock. I think it was the plan is. We'll be there. And then that evening, we're gonna honor all the first responders from the fire. So it's gonna be a really good Friday to open it. I'm getting chills up and down my spine just
And I
thinking about it.
will be at 10.
Good, great.
Thank you.
We'll see you there. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Okay, we have 3 presentations today, and this is our first week we have not had Katrina. If you're watching Katrina, we miss you. She's been here for how many months? How many weeks in a row? 16 months in a row, giving us updates on COVID, and this is our first week that we're going to go every other week and having a COVID update. So we're going to start with our first, well, I guess this would be our second wildfire update from Scott. So Scott, if you want to join us and give us a wildfire recovery update, welcome.
So what you see before you is Scott McClure, Long-Term Disaster Recovery Manager, Board of Commissioners Office. And what you see before you is a kind of a simplified dashboard. We've had the one that's been generated by the state and FEMA for a long time, ever since things happened. A lot of the information on there was getting a little bit kind of consistent or maybe a little bit stale. So I thought I'd get to things that are actually progress points kind of moving forward. So the first one up there is just general property cleanup. There's been 250 home sites cleared. That's 48% of the folks that have signed up for the right of entry through the ODOT process. Obviously that means there's some other properties up there that have done it on their own. And then the hazard tree removal, about 33% of the trees have been cut that have been identified. On building and septic permits, Building permits for May, Gates had 2, Detroit 15, so Detroit's actually picking up. We were a little bit heavier on unincorporated and Gates previously. So 3 and then incorporated, 20 total. Total to date, kind of for 2021, 125 permits. And I'll emphasize again, as I said, we're moving faster than other communities. I did some further research on other communities' response recently, and it's really amazing what the chain of events typically is. Typically, initial response, sometimes 6-9 months of planning. What do we need to do? Then you go into how do we get funding, and that can take sometimes 1, 2, 3 years to get funding. In our case, I think the county moved really fast right on the front end, set some goals, got on them. And then with the generosity of the state, a lot of the projects that could sometimes take several years to get funded might be funded fairly quickly. So I think we're really going to be really kind of a model for what's happening in the country by the time this is all done. Septic permits, 2 in Gates, 23 for Detroit, 10 unincorporated, so 35 total, and then kind of year-to-date, 167. Percentage-wise, where we think we are in rebuilding, estimated homes were about 23% have already been permitted. And then the septic's 34%. You always think that makes sense because you get your septic first done. So those are actually trending really nicely. If you flip over, kind of some new information. And this is actually a lot of the county recovery projects, the ones that we got that were CDBG funded. And financial needs analysis, we have a consultant helping the cities of Detroit and Gates reconstruct their books. In some cases, it was actually reconstructing from almost nothing. During the fire, some files were maintained, some were lost, so they're having to dig back and kind of reconstruct, get everything tightened up for them so they know where they're going. And they'll also help them do some projections, which is obviously pretty fascinating when you have a static state and then all of a sudden most of your revenue's gone. So that leads to some more interesting projections. Communications and outreach, we've got a group signed up for that. I'm just waiting for the final sign off on that. We'll get going with them possibly at least by next week. An economic impact and opportunities analysis, that's looking at kind of similar. What do you do when your economy was destroyed? When you lose all your people, the tourism industry is hit. And then likewise, we're looking at is not just the analysis, but how do you move forward? What steps can we take proactively? Health impact assessment, that'll look at potentially just environmental hazards in the area, but also mental health. And we're actually going to contract with OSU Public Health to do that analysis. There's some nice information out there already that they can build from, and they'll fill in the blanks specifically for Marion County. Then the community envisioning strategic plans, we're going to pick a consultant this week for that, so that'll get them down into 1 for Detroit, 1 for Gates, and they'll build their own visions and strategic plans with actually concrete steps going off in the future. And legislative, has been hot and heavy and stays that way. But lots of good requests. I think they've done a really good job getting those. Things are looking very well. Then the bottom note is just going to be kind of a section that just if there's just things to update that are just kind of out there, just kind of some random notes. 1, ODOT tree removal. That's been a big discussion. They found out that their process seems to be correct, and that got a good write-off. And I think a good question that one of our commissioners asked at one of the meetings is, the impression of everybody is that we're cutting down every single tree when ODOT goes through a section, and the fact is that isn't the case. Actually, 58% of the trees will be maintained, based on their projections. Another one, as I've dug in new to the position, learning things, I'm guessing probably most folks, particularly out in the community, thought that Marion County jumped on the disaster and then probably a couple weeks later, maybe a month, you're done. As you know, that's not correct. And just to get that information, in September 2020, 21,763 hours were logged by county employees on that. So you go, okay, that's a lot. Then when you look October through mid-May right now, 17,523 hours. So that's not winding down in September and you're done. We continue to work on that at a very heavy pace. FEMA held a re-engagement meeting in Staten on June 4th to 7th. That was for folks that maybe were having trouble with their paperwork and just kind of get them over the hump. We had, I think, Jancy, about 35 that showed up there, so got some people there. Hopefully we got some people over that hump, get them some FEMA funding there. And then just another note, just as the county, just anytime a barrier comes up, seems to be able to knock it down. We had one come up with a floodplain issue. And it was, frankly, kind of an undefined floodplain, but it was affecting people's ability to build. We got together, started having some good discussions with our staff over at Public Works, our COG, helping us on the planning side. Kicked in immediately to DLCD, and DLCD said, we'll fund it, we'll get the surveying done, and it'll be done. So instead of property owners doing it, one at a time or trying to partner. Everybody got together, as happens repeatedly, and got those things taken care of, and it should be done very shortly. And with that, happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Yeah, good update, Scott, thank you. It's on the legislative side, and I think Barbara and I just met this morning early. Senate Bill 464 is up today, which would be the property tax relief for the people who lost their homes for 10 months. They're waiting for a fiscal for that. It was supposed to go Monday. Hopefully they'll get the fiscal before their work session today. That's up for a work session. And then House Bill 2247, which is the bill that was sponsored by Lynn County and us, obviously, that would allow us to relieve late fees and interest on people who couldn't make those property tax payments because they lost everything in the fire. So those are two important bills that we think for the residents that lost everything, that on the legislative side, that hopefully they're going to get done, or at least move today in some direction. Obviously, they need to get all the way through into the governor's. The other one that I know Jan and I were on a meeting yesterday with Brian Nicholas in Public Works. Brian's in the room here, and we had Mac from ODOT, and who else was on that? Chris Epley, talking about the Detroit water system, the long-term build, and that's going to be a major, major project up there with the trees and the issues. And so I really want to appreciate Jan, Fritz, and Brian for kind of pulling a team together that'll help with that. It's more expertise than we have, and it's going to take a long haul. So we'll watch that one closely too. And then we keep talking about Christmas in July. We'll see how much money actually goes through the legislature, and a lot of good things seem to be happening, so it's good news.
Okay.
Thank you for your update. We're going to do this every other week, right? Trading off between you and Katrina.
It's true.
The good news out of the disasters, I guess. This is a recovery.
Good disaster.
Thanks for your work. Appreciate it. Okay, Willamette Center, Willamette Career Academy. Tamara, welcome.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tamara Getch, Director for Community Services, and within our department is the Economic Development Program. I'm joined today with Superintendent Dave Novotny and some of his staff in the audience for a fun presentation of some resources to support an important project in our local community. As you all know, but for our audience, that economic development resources that we get from Oregon Video Lottery resources help us make investments in our community on things that are going to help create jobs, bring a stable economy, as well as, in some cases, provide infrastructure builds that are important to long-term economy building activities in our community. So today we have, we're going to be presenting a check to Willamette ESD for the Willamette Career Academy. It is very similar to the CTEC, our Career Technical Education Center that is located in Salem for Salem-Kaiser. School district youth, and this program, and Dave will talk more detailed about it, really focuses on our rural schools and trying to figure out how we can get those kids engaged into this program and help them find a career path that makes a positive difference in their life and their career. So Dave?
Thank you. So good morning, Commissioners Cameron and Commissioner Willis. My name is Dave Novotny, Superintendent of the Willamette ESD. It's a pleasure to be here with you this morning. I'm joined by Deputy Superintendent Keith Usry, Principal Johnny Farrow, and Bettina Batista from our Communications Department. We're pleased to tell you a little bit more about the Willamette Career Academy project. It is the newest career and technical education center in our region, and will be serving 11 school districts in Marion, Polk, and Yamhill counties. And as Tamara already mentioned, what we're doing in essence is we're scaling up the wonderful career and technical education center idea that we have in Salem-Keizer, and we're expanding those educational opportunities to serve more students in Marion, Polk, and Yamhill counties. It is a public-private partnership between Mountain West Investment Corporation and the Willamette ESD, once again, 11 school districts. And we have purchased the old Toys R Us store off of Lancaster Drive, and we have remodeled that facility. It will be opening in 2 phases. The first phase of the Career Academy is completed, and we have taken possession of the building. The first 3 programs that we are offering to students in our expanded region will be health services, diesel technology, and cosmetology. We'll be able to serve 240 students in the first year, and then that will be September of this year. And then September of the following year, we will add 3 additional programs, which will be construction, manufacturing, and information technology. And when the facility is fully operational, we'll be able to serve 480 students each and every year. This is going to be a wonderful opportunity to provide high-quality career and technical education programs for our students. It's going to help with the workforce needs of our community. We consider this a true win-win type of situation. And I would like to just have a quick shout out to Commissioner Willis, who has been the champion for us in this project. And we'd like to express on behalf of the Willamette ESD Board of Directors, our staff, and Mountain West Investment Corporation of your contribution to this program. We really, really appreciate your interest in this work. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Great. Questions?
I don't have any questions, maybe a comment or two.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, this is historically, the Board of Commissioners has invested in career and technical, make us strong. This is not a place where you have the haves and the have-nots, but you have all of us together, working together to make our community strong. And we saw that, I think, in the fires and during COVID, the strength of that. And so I think this is an important investment to continue that legacy and to keep investing in our kids to ensure that that strong, broad middle class continues here in the county.
Good. Dave, you mentioned diesel technology. Is there already a connection with Chemeketa, and if I'm a student at high school taking this and then moving on to the Chemeketa program that they've just started?
Yes, sir. There are ongoing conversations with Chemeketa and full articulation with that program. The Chemeketa instructor and administration have been wonderful partners in this effort, and we are not competing with CTEC. We are not competing with Chemeketa Community College. We are collaborating, and we want students to be able to move through our program, and if appropriate, instead of entering the workforce, if they want to go on to Chemeketa Community College and enter that program, they'll be able to do so seamlessly.
Fantastic. I know we've supported that with our economic dollars as well. So this is good things for our youth. I know I've been on the advisory board at CTEC for many years, and to hear these students share their story, and many times I've heard the story, well, I probably wouldn't have graduated had I not had this program. And you know, what I see, and I know this in my own life, when I was younger, you know, didn't have the confidence that I needed probably to move on. But when you had somebody who mentored you and gave you hope, and you know, just watching students learn that, hey, I need to learn math just so I can do this, and you know, taking that step that they're going to take in these programs, and then they become an engineer maybe, or maybe they don't. But you know, just those little steps along the way. It's just a great program. I know we missed it for a long time. There's been a void, and we really want to thank Mountain West for their support and direction and investment over the years here, the last 10 years, in really making a difference. So thank you for being a part of this and Tamara, you've got something that you want
I
to
do. I have the fun
share?
stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
So we have a large check to present today to Willamette ESD for this program. Where would you like us? I would like the board
Probably right in
to.
front.
Yeah, you want to,
Yep. All right. So
Get it.
if we could have everybody come up this direction.
Keith and Johnny, can you come forward?
Excuse me.
Would it be okay if I have?
Yes.
We certainly appreciate your generosity. It's very nice.
Thank you. Johnny Fair. Johnny Fair. Yes, I just
That
went
is a
through
big
something. And I used to work for Salem.
That's right. Nice to meet you. Well, any check that Heisman, it's a good, it's a much better photo. One, two.
Sorry, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you, so appreciate it.
Sorry to be rude, but we have to.
totally understand. Yeah, totally.
Hey, this is a banner day for economic development.
Yeah. I don't think the bank will cash that one. Okay, so Danielle is here. Peter, right? This is about broadband, so I'll let you take it away and introduce yourselves and share with us.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Danielle Gonzalez, Economic Development. I'm in the Community Services Department. And today I'm joined with Peter Cohen, and he'll get to introduce himself and all of the pieces. I wanted to give a quick update on our broadband work. So it seems like we've been talking about broadband for years, and I'm glad that we're ahead of the curve. We finished our broadband for economic development strategic plan in January of 2019. In January of 2019, we came together with some 3 forward-facing projects, so public-facing projects or ideas that we wanted to go after. The first was the Detroit-Idana area that needed broadband internet. At the time, they just had access to low-speed internet up there. The second was actually broadband for Silverton and Jefferson. And this was actually a policy development type work that we've been doing in the community, and that is near completion. And then the third was broadband for ag. And this is something that we've kind of been really excited about working on. We've got a lot more work to do, but it's actually making quite a big impact in our communities. So I just wanted to give you that basic broad outline of where we've been, where we're going, and I am the supervisor for the AmeriCorps Rare member this year, so Peter Cohen, and we have been awarded a Rare member for next year, so we'll be able to continue on our broadband work for another year. And so this project is actually one that Peter has taken from the very beginning all the way to fruition. So the way that we've kind of broken it down with the AmeriCorps Rare members is you start with a smaller project that's halfway done, then you start with one that's almost done, and then you start from scratch. And so that's kind of where it's at. Peter will be joining us only until the end of July, and so the timing for this has been really, really good. And so this is his project, so I'm really excited to let him introduce it.
Thank you, Danielle. Peter Cohen, the AmeriCorps Rare member through Economic Development and Community Services. So as we all have seen in the past 15 months or so, broadband and reliable internet access is pretty much a necessity in order to fully participate in society. But we also know that there are many residents of Marion County who still don't have adequate access to broadband internet. We are very excited to be here today with Joel Halter from the St. Paul Cooperative Telephone Association to be able to assist them in their project deploying broadband fiber along Arbor Grove Road. So we are partnering with them through a cost-sharing agreement And St. Paul Telephone is a co-op, so they are member-owned and based in the communities that they work in, which we think is really great. So as we all know, Marion County is Oregon's #1 agriculture producing county, and supporting the health of our ag communities is really crucial to long-term economic development here in the county. This Arbor Grove area is prime agricultural land. There are multiple farms and other agribusinesses, but residents currently have access to very limited services. Oftentimes reported broadband speeds are lower than what the advertised speeds are, and even those advertised speeds are below the FCC's threshold for broadband. So St. Paul Telephone was contacted by residents along this area. I'm just gonna read a couple of quotes here to fully, I think, demonstrate the situation. So here's one resident who says, a high-speed internet connection on Arbor Grove Road would be incredibly useful to our farm business. We frequently experience internet speeds lower than 100 kilobytes per second download, which makes it challenging to conduct even very basic internet operations, such as sending and receiving emails, paying bills, and downloading documents. There have been multiple days in the last year when our ability to work in the office was brought to a halt due to no real internet connection. And then another resident who has said, we maintain our own website and online sales and continuously run into problems with slow and reliable internet service. We use our allocated data very quickly due to poor signal, and this tethering really slows down our ability to keep up with our office tasks. We constantly juggle when to use data and when to wait on a task. So I think that really demonstrates that there is a clear need in this area, and that there's a lot of demonstrated interest from the residents. And St. Paul Telephone, I think, is really looking out for their community members by attempting to take on this project. So when it was determined that they would need financial assistance to complete this project, they reached out to us at the county. Through initial conversations, we determined that this project was a good fit in a couple of ways. First, it addressed a really pressing need in our agricultural communities. And second, I think it was pretty clear that it was addressing a gap in broadband services that traditional market forces wouldn't have filled. Clearly, the incumbent providers were not providing adequate service. So completion of this project, which should happen by the end of the summer, will provide increased broadband capacity to the area, allowing residents and business owners to participate in telework, telehealth, virtual school, running their business online. Fiber to the home has been shown to boost economic value by $1,950 per home per year. And that's before we even take into account the economic impact on the businesses in this area. So there are businesses and employees representing all facets of the food supply chain on this stretch of Arbor Grove Road, and this project will allow them to harness any oncoming technological innovations for economic development. And throughout this whole process, St. Paul Telephone has really emphasized to us that the Arbor Grove residents and businesses aren't just potential customers. They're members of the same community as St. Paul Telephone, and how excited they are and glad they are to finally be able to help them obtain faster internet speeds. We are really glad that we've been able to work with St. Paul Telephone on this project, and would like to thank Nick and Joel, as well as the Board of Commissioners, for their work on making this project happen. And we are happy to answer any questions.
Questions? Comments? Yeah. All right. Well, Peter, I want to say this. We may not see you up here before you leave, and we want to thank you for your work. Where are you going after here? Do you know?
No, I don't know yet. I'm planning on moving down to California to be near family. But that's
Whereabouts? In California?
Bay Area-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, come back to Oregon and keep doing good work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So great. Thank you for your work on this project. So do we have a check? Another check? that
Yes,
we're gonna,
there is another check
another one of
over
these
there.
ones that the banks won't cash.
Yes, another.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to?
I was gonna say,
Yeah. Let's come back. Let's do this first.
He says he didn't want to.
You didn't want to. Well, after we present the check, you can say thank you.
I will say thank you.
You get this
You want?
I'll hold it.
in the center, Commissioner, do you mind?
Peter, you can.
Count of 3. 1, 2.
HP, you didn't learn to count? One, count of 3, 1, 2.
Well, thank you, commissioners. I do appreciate this.
Thank you.
It's my broadband. Yeah, no, they've been hounding me. It's our fire district and our school district, it's just not our territory, so it's been glad, I've been happy to be able to finally help them. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks to St. Paul. I did want to say, you talked about virtual learning and training. Can we do a virtual rodeo? Huh?
Let's have a real
I know.
Yeah, that's what I want.
It's going to be June 30th. I heard it's going to start like Wednesday or something. Yeah, it's going to be it seems like it's going to be a long one.
We missed it last year, so we're happy
Yeah.
to bring it back.
As David said, we need to open the fairs and we're going to open the rodeo. Let her buck. Yeah, yeah.
That's penalty.
I know, but
Come on, what county?
I missed it last year. I was up there the 2 years before that watching it. It was fun. Yeah.
You know, Mr. Chair, we talk about this all the time, but we're the #1 ag producing county in the state. And most of our agricultural products get shipped out of state and around the world. And it really is important that our farmers have access to high-speed internet so they know prices and can access those markets. And so this really is an important thing for St. Paul and for our rural communities.
And this is the second project, right, Danielle? We did Wheatland Road, out towards Wheatland Ferry, where we really hit up.
So we had previously done the Wheatland to Methane and Wheatland and Methane and out to the Wheatland Ferry.
Right.
And so there's some other potential projects on the horizon with some of the additional funding that's coming in. So we're gonna try to figure out how we can creatively help some of these ag communities get the broadband fiber that is really needed to do business these days.
Well, I just want to thank you and Tamara and everybody in the department, Peter, obviously, that the Detroit Idana project this year, the Wheatland project, this project, we're really making progress. And I know, when did we start that strategic plan? Was that like 5 years ago we brought that group in at least?
The broadband one?
Yeah, remember
So 2018 is when we actually did surveys in the communities and focus groups and all of that good stuff. Prior to that, we were working on some additional policy pieces prior to that. And then the official strategic plan was done January of 2019.
Yeah, so I know we started it quite a while ago, bringing in the consultants, and this is just the fruit of those investments and that time and that work is paying off, so thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
it's not
it.
often I say that, but we were making really good headway with a consultant. You know, they're really like pushing us in a way that they've got a lot of expertise and all of that kind of stuff, so it's been a good investment for us, I think.
And citizens are benefiting. Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Okay, consent agenda. I believe it's your turn.
There's very few choices today. This morning, Mr. Chair, I move the consent agenda. In it, under Board of Commissioners, approve Amendment 5 to the contract for services with Mid-Willamette Valley Community Action Agency to add $280,860 for a new contract total of $1,216,398 to continue providing services to veterans in Marion County through June 30th, 2022. Under Health and Human Services, approve Amendment Number 6 to the contract for services with Advanced Security Incorporated to add $380,000 for a new contract total of $1,345,000 to provide unarmed security and vehicular patrol services for various Marion County Health and Human Services locations through June 30th, 2023. And approve an order appointing Marion County Chief Administrative Officer Jan Fritz and Health and Human Services Department Administrator Ryan Matthews as County Financial Assistance Administrators for the financial administration of Oregon Health Authority Intergovernmental Agreement number 166051 through December 31st, 2021. Under Public Works, approve an order reappointing Wayne Rollins to the Marion County Parks Commission with a term date of June 30th, 2021 through June 30th, 2025. Approve an order reappointing Keith Bonda Gwynn to the Marion County Solid Waste Management Advisory Council with a term ending June 9th, 2025. Schedule adoption of an administrative ordinance for June 16th, 2021 for amendments to the Marion County Comprehensive Plan urbanization element. Receive notice of hearings officer's decision approving zone change case number 21-002, J. Concert and Sons LLC. And receive notice of hearings officer decision approving zone change case number 21-003, J. Concert and Sons LLC. Under Sheriff's Office, approve amendment number 2 to the contract for services with Bridgeway Recovery Services to add $19,591.30 for a new contract total of $166,500.30 to provide an evidence-based system of cognitive pro-social mentoring assistance and co-occurring treatment for adult offenders through June 30th, 2021.
I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, first action item. We're here for a very important moment. Approve an order appointing Justin Kidd as a Justice of the Peace pro tem for Marion County Justice of the Peace District effective June 9th, 2021 through June 30th, 2021. And Joe, you're going to tell us why this is such a short appointment process. And Justin, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Joe Miller, Marion County Office of Legal Counsel. The proposed order that's been presented to the board has come on the request of current Marion County Justice of the Peace, Janice Ziranoff. Judge Ziranoff is retiring, and Mr. Kidd has been selected by the governor to start serving as the Marion County Justice of the Peace effective July 1. Mr. Kidd has made himself available prior to that appointment date to start familiarizing himself with Marion County Justice Court staff, the court procedures. And Judge Ziranoff requested that Mr. Kidd be appointed as a pro tem Justice of the Peace. That way he would have an opportunity before July 1 to start hearing cases and working with our staff in that capacity. So we appreciate Mr. Kidd making himself available prior to the appointment date to serve as a pro tem, to start learning with the ins and outs of the Justice Court with Judge Ziranoff before she retires. Just briefly, Mr. Kidd is graduated from law school from University of California, Berkeley School of Law, and prior to his appointment as Marion County Justice of the Peace, had been with Oregon Department of Justice since 2009. So Mr. Kidd, while with the Department of Justice, served as a trial attorney, has a lot of experience in condemnation cases, and has also administered the state small claims program. In addition to the professional duties that Mr. Kidd has done at the Department of Justice, he's also shown a real passion and drive for the developing of others and others professionals. He administered the DOJ's Honors Attorney Program and also the Trial Division Clerk Program and Legal Training Program. So Mr. Kidd has just really shown through his career to be not just an excellent attorney, but also very encouraging and supporting of others. So we do believe that Marion County Justice Court, Justice Peace District will be served well by Mr. Kidd during his appointment. So that's all I have. We would recommend to the board that the board approve the order, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Kidd.
Thank you. Shocks, huh? Commissioners and administrator and council, I'm just so pleased to be here. I can't be more excited to be working for the citizens of Marion County. I'm really pleased with the staff, with the court. They have a really great system set up. So I can't wait to get on the bench and start helping.
Yeah, great. Just for the record, just introduce yourself. For the record. Yeah.
So sorry. Hi, my name is Justin Kidd. I'm the incoming Justice of the Peace.
Great. And you said for the citizens of Marion County, but what was the stat on the safety corridor?
I think it was like 60% of the tickets given out in the North County Safety Corridor are to Yamhill and Clackamas County. Right?
Yeah, so you're going to serve Yamhill citizens too, right?
Well, I'm serving us all by making us safer.
Yeah.
No, one of my big client agencies at DOJ was the Department of Transportation. So Safety is incredibly important to me. I know how both roadway design decisions and also roadway user decisions affect safety. And so I think that's the real heart of what the Justice Court does.
Fantastic, great. Well, I think we're all scheduled to be over for your official, your ceremony at the end of the month, right?
Yes, indeed.
This is just the interim before you take over the official day after the Honorable Zernoff retires. And so, do we call you the Honorable now? Is this an official, like,
Semi-honorable?
Most
honorable?
A little honorable.
A little honorable. There we go, I like that, a little honorable.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank the governor for your appointment to our county, and we're looking forward to having you be a part of the team. And I know you were at our department head elected officials meeting this month, so you're getting a flavor of how we all work together in Marion County, and it's great to have you, so.
Thanks.
Okay.
Right.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve an order appointing Justin E. Kidd as Justice of the Peace pro tempore for the Marion County Justice of the Peace District, effective June 9th, 2021 through June 30th, 2021.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Any discussion? I stumbled over that. I was thinking.
I just say pro tem. I said pro tem my whole life, and I'm like, I've never said the whole word before.
Pro tempore. Yeah. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you. Look forward to working with you.
All right, second item on our action list is under Public Works. Consider approval of incoming funds grant agreement with the Oregon Department of Forestry in the amount of $326,214.24 for the reimbursement of expenses for the installation and operation of temporary communications tower at Halls Ridge through June 30th, 2021.
Wow, I never thought this day would come.
Wow.
It's like a miracle.
Brian, welcome.
Good morning. I'm Brian Nicholas, Marion County Public Works Director. So I'm here this morning to present an IGA for board approval. If you remember, back in September of last year, the Lion's Head wildfire destroyed a large radio site on Halls Ridge that overlooks the city of Detroit. So that site served a lot of different entities. It still does. And it fills in this hole. Basically, that's the only site that covers the upper North Sandiam River Canyon, all the way from Hoodoo till about the city of Staten. So a pretty big gap on the highway and backcountry. So the fire came through and literally destroyed the site. All the installation there was, nobody had any equipment that survived that fire. So we lease space from a commercial company there, and under our lease we host not only, well, there's installations for the Marion County Sheriff, but under our lease we also host the Linn County Sheriff and Metcom 911, and their members include Detroit Fire, Staten Fire, Gates, Lions Ambulance, all of the emergency service providers that work up the canyon. So as soon as the fire happened, we turned to figure out what we needed to do to restore that coverage. So, which ultimately led to this reimbursement. So, in a 13-day period, we procured a temporary trailer, a radio tower trailer, generators, propane, piping, everything we needed to deploy a remote radio site to the backcountry, and outfitted it with radio equipment to connect with our existing radio networks. So in 13 days, we had restored 3 radio channels up at Halls Ridge, one for the Marion County Sheriff, one for the Linn County Sheriff, and one for Metcom. And through some cooperative arrangements with the Sheriff's Office, Oregon State Police also has access to those channels for their coverage, that sort of thing. So within about 13 days, we had emergency radio coverage restored up the canyon. So we did that knowing it needed to be done. It's one of those things you do not knowing how you're going to pay for it. You figure out how you pay for it along the way. Well, come along March of this year, the Oregon Department of Forestry maintains, or they administer, a small grant program that helps radio system owners maintain and upgrade their radio systems that provide coverage in state and federal forest lands. So fortunately, this project qualified for that funding. So we submitted a grant application and were awarded that funding. I'll say typically, Oregon Department of Forestry, they limit their grant awards under that program to about $150,000 because they want to make sure that resource is available there for many users. And I'll say they were extremely generous with us. We submitted our full cost of the project up to date, and that's what we were awarded. So they awarded our full ask. And that's what this grant will do. It will reimburse Marion County for the costs we've already incurred in setting up and maintaining that radio site to date. The plan for that radio site is by the time snow flies this fall, we're going to need to relocate to another tower. However, the tower operated all the way through the winter. If necessary, it could operate through the next winter. But the Forest Service is asking us to get back onto a normal tower. So that plan is in work right now. So.
Go ahead.
Well, this has just been a saga. And I guess I want to say, first of all, FEMA has been wonderful to us and really good partners. But this was one where I thought, of course, FEMA's going to reimburse us for this. You know, the fire came, it burned up the towers, it was essential infrastructure for first responders. Of course we can rebuild it and FEMA will reimburse us. And then, the adventure began, us going through different people and getting different answers and trying to figure out how we're going to pay for this thing. And I mean, it was really, I don't know. Jan and Brian earned their money just on this project, trying to get reimbursed for this thing. And so I am grateful that eventually the state helped us and figured out how to pay for the work that you did. And like I said, one of the things that I'm so grateful for about Jan Fritz and you, Brian, is that in the moment, when we needed that tower, when our first responders needed that tower, we didn't sit back and say, well, who's going to pay for it? We wrote the check. We got that tower up 13 days after the fire. Then we spent the next, 7 months trying to figure out how to get paid back for that. But it is something that I'm really grateful for both of you for making that happen.
Well, the credit goes to our radio shop, fleet services, our bridge crew, and our special projects crew. I mean, it took a lot of different talents to bring together a fully functioning radio site in the course of 2 weeks. So, yeah, the crews really turned to on this one.
Oh, yeah, this project reminds me of what it's like all hands on deck, got it done. There's other projects that haven't gone quite as quickly, water systems, et cetera. But, so Brian, I just want to say thank you for this. And when we started out on September 8th, the wildfire, I always have these flashbacks. And I watched the video of that tower burn. If anybody's watching, I don't know where you can find it, but, YouTube. Is it on YouTube? Because that happened, I left on Tuesday morning at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I think that tower didn't burn until the next night, about the same time the city of Detroit was burning down. To watch that camera go back and forth and see the fire just move so quickly, and then all of a sudden the camera melted. That's what came to my head when you said that about this tower. And then to have a tower put back up within 2 weeks, and everybody working. You mentioned the U.S. Forest Service wants a permanent tower. You said Forest Service. Are you talking about the U.S. Forest Service?
Yes, the company that we lease space from, their tower is up and running. They restored power and did some structural repairs to their tower. So our lease space is available. Historically, you have a radio system and then you have to have a backhaul system that pulls all that radio information to a central point. So historically, we've used ODOT's microwave hop for our backhaul at that site. And we're waiting to see where ODOT goes, so we know where we're going to go if we're going to continue to use their service or put in a new radio hop or microwave hop for ourselves. So that's really the only reason why we're waiting, is to see what ODOT does. We could relocate now, but then we would end up doing another relocation later if ODOT didn't coincide with our installation. So we're just going to, this is sort of the minimum effort way to go. Wait till we see what ODOT does, and then we'll.
You mentioned we could get through another winter if we had to. However, this winter was pretty mild up there. It didn't get a lot of snow at that elevation. But
Yep. Well, BPA very graciously granted us access to their leased space. They have a helipad on top of the mountain. So that's where our tower sits right now, on a gravel pad that's made for BPA helicopter access. So they very graciously let us use that, and they would be interested in seeing us move off that pad.
So they can land a helicopter?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Brian.
Do we have a motion?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the incoming funds grant agreement with the Oregon Department of Forestry in the amount of $326,214.24 for the reimbursement of expenses for the installation and operation of the temporary communication tower at Halls Ridge through June 30th, 2021.
All right, I'll second the motion. A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so we will recess the Board of Commissioners meeting and open a contract review board. First item is under Board of Commissioners, consider approval of an order for special procurement to provide application assistance and case management to households qualified for emergency rental assistance programs from July 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2025. And Lisa is here in Camber. Welcome.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Camber Schlag. I'm the Contracts and Procurement Manager here at Marion County.
And I'm Lisa Trowernick, Senior Policy Analyst for the Marion County Board of Commissioners. Want me to go? And Camber and I have been working on the county's emergency rental assistance program over the last several months. In December, through the Consolidated Appropriations Act, the county received $10.4 million in emergency rental assistance funding to help families that have been affected by changes that happened during the COVID pandemic. Either they were laid off or they were underemployed, they couldn't pay their rent, and so Congress appropriated funds to help families in those situations. And then through the American Rescue Plan, the county has also received $10.4 million to help families as they are going through the recovery process. So we have been looking at different ways that we could possibly get this money out to the community, and we've determined that the best way is to go through a company that offers it would be a vendor for a software solution that manages the whole breadth of our program, from application, case management, call center, through all of the checking all of the requirements for eligibility, and then cutting the check for people. And so that's the point that we're at now. We did find a company that they are the only ones that offer this service. There are other organizations that offer parts of the service, like an application process, or they will cut the checks for you. But this company, Yardi, is the one we're looking at, Yardi Rent Relief, and Camber will talk a little bit more about that. They have the full spectrum, so they will be a full service provider for our residents that are needing assistance in this area.
Good morning, Commissioners. So as Lisa had mentioned, through the market research that we have done and talking with our community partners, because Marion County does not currently run a rental assistance program, contracting with Yardi allows us to have that full circle model. They would be able to receive the applications. They would work with the applicants to ensure that we're getting all of the documentation that's required. They also perform that federal level audit review that is required of these funds. Once they've passed their 2-level audit review, it then comes to Marion County for that final review. And in layman's terms, we would be clicking the button to approve the payment to go to the landlord. Yardi then would issue that payment on behalf of Marion County. So in accordance with ORS 279B-085 under special procurements, the information that we're bringing before you this morning, it will not substantially promote, substantially promote the public interest that couldn't be practically reasonable if we had to do an RFP or if we had to go out and just do other forms of a solicitation model to get some assistance to do this full circle model, which is why we've come before you today. The ORPN posting for the special procurement, it was released on May 26th, and it did close on June 2nd. We did not receive any protest. I did receive one phone call from a company who did not provide the full service model. They only provided the application portion. So had a great conversation with them. They were curious about Yardi because of the additional resources that they provided. So do you have any questions for us today?
No? Good.
Okay.
Yeah, we've talked about this, and we need to figure out how to get the money to the people where it belongs, so
Yeah.
this is the way we're gonna do it.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve an order for a special procurement to provide application assistance and case management to households qualified for emergency rental assistance programs from July 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2025.
I'll second the motion. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, crank out the dollars. Camber, you're gonna stay there because under the sheriff's office, we're gonna consider approval of an order for a class special procurement to provide subsidy housing for community corrections clients from July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2023. And Commander Cavandi is here.
Morning.
Welcome.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Camber Schlag. I'm the Contracts and Procurement Manager here with Marion County.
Good morning. For the record, Commander Kevin Carbondi, Sheriff's Office, Community Corrections Division. And I'll kick this off. So this morning we are requesting approval from the board to approve a class special procurement for the award of multiple price agreements to provide subsidized housing for our community corrections clients on supervision from July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2023. Just for a little bit of background, as you're well aware, our Sheriff's Office Community Corrections Division is responsible for providing supervision for our folks on supervision. Part of that is the ability to provide transitional housing and stipends up to 90 days for our community corrections clients. A key element of stability for our clients is housing. Without housing, it's difficult for our clients to focus on treatment and other remediation services. In alignment with best practices, all clients releasing to Marion County without proposed residence are identified prior to release from custody. Each client is screened to determine if they pose a risk to public safety, and to enhance pro-social stability, clients are also screened to determine if it's appropriate to subsidize their housing in order to enhance the likelihood of supervision compliance and to minimize the possibility that they will recidivate. Our current list of approved subsidy providers has grown over the years, just to mention, to shout them out. Bridges to Change, Bridgeway Recovery Services, Soaring Heights Recovery Homes, Oxford House that has multiple locations, Reformation Outreach Ministries, Shelley's House, Women at the Well Grace House, and the Union Gospel Mission. And just to briefly express some sincere gratitude for the work that they do. We have an excellent partnership with our housing providers, and we simply couldn't do the job without them. But more importantly, we simply couldn't, without them, take care of our folks that we're responsible for. In becoming a new provider, it's a fairly straightforward application and screening process. If we have someone interested, we have staff that will meet with them out there on site to see if they meet criteria and do our best to work with them to help them pass. And just in closing, the simple fact is we do want more housing providers. We continue to work with our community providers to expand. Just looking back 10 years ago, I think we maybe had 10, 15 houses, maybe 100-ish beds. Today we have, I'm going to say 30, it's a little over 30, maybe it's 32 homes right now between all of our providers with well over 240, 50 beds. It's grown over the years, and the collaboration is amazing. And again, all providers that can meet the criteria and safety guidelines are encouraged to apply, and we'll continue to develop this list and this collaborative model.
Thank you. So in addition to what Commander Carbondi indicated, it is the subsidy housing providers are not equipped with the administrative capacity to respond to an RFP that the county could issue. And this way, by them coming to us with the application, the sheriff's office then does their review. This allows us to contract with them in a more creative and functional way. Also, maintaining the capacity for availability and appropriate housing is promoting public safety as well. So this notice was posted on ORPN May 17th, 2021, and it closed on May 25th with no protests. Do you have any additional questions?
I just have a comment, if I may, Mr. Chair. I just think this is really important, providing safe, stable housing for our community corrections clients, and because of the unique circumstances and needs of those clients, having just traditional RFP process doesn't really work, because I know you guys do really important work to keep our community safe and to help our community corrections clients be as successful as possible, and making sure that they have the right kind of housing for their circumstances is super important.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Yeah, this is, obviously is really important for our reentry program and for helping people change their lives around and become productive citizens. So, housing and jobs and having the wraparound services and treatment, that a lot of the programs that we do are really important to keep our community safe and to help people with their lives. Yeah, so, all right.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I move that we approve an order for a class special procurement to provide subsidy housing for community corrections clients from July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2023.
Okay, and I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and you're both going to stay right there because we're going to do one more, approve an order of a class special procurement to provide reentry and provision diversion services for community correction clients from July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2023.
Good morning. I'm Camber Schlegg, the Contracts and Procurement Manager here at Marion County.
Commander Kevin Carbondi, Sheriff's Office, Community Corrections Division. And I will jump in again, quick background. This is, I believe, the 6th biennium we have asked for this particular special procurement, stemming from our Marion County Reentry Initiative, which was in existence since 2005. What originally started with a simple reentry sole source contract has expanded and evolved into our current Justice Reinvestment Initiative associated with House Bill 3194 from the 2013 legislative session. Our Marion County Reentry Initiative supports successful reentry and prison diversion through a continuum of services to include pre-release reach-ins, case plans, motivation and COG programming, treatment, housing, and other educational support services. Under our current collaborative model, we have an amazing group of, truly amazing group of partners, Bridgeway Recovery Services, the Pathfinder Network, the Marion County Health and Human Services, our District Attorney's Office, Chemeketa Community College, the New Gospel Mission, as well as the Mid-Willamette Valley Community Action Agency. And really the design of this model is for our subject matter experts in each of those areas to deliver their expertise in programming services for our clients who are diverted from prison and also those reentering the community from incarceration. As far as programming expectations, although there are programs in the community, not all are created equally to meet our specific needs. We are a needy group. We need both the addiction services as well as also services that treat the criminality component, the criminogenic risk that is likely to predict recidivism for future criminal activity. With the passage of Senate Bill 267 in the 2003 legislative session, any publicly funded programs need to be evidence-based. Expectations for providers are outlined in Oregon Revised Statute as well as Oregon Administrative Rule. And we're required to do evaluations for programs to show these programs are a good return on investment in terms of reducing criminality and recidivism within our community. And to sum things up, we want more evidence-based programs in our community. We continue to work with our community partners. We have staff. If we have a program interested in joining the Marion County Reentry Initiative, we have staff that can go and work with them to pass this evaluation to determine if they are meeting best practices, and always we'll continue to develop this list and this collaborative model.
Thank you. And in addition, in accordance with ORS 279B085 under special procurement, due to the nature of the work and the requirements of the providers who work with the correctional population, there are limited providers willing to provide the services to the targeted client population. And currently, the Sheriff's Office has invested a significant amount of resources into providing technical assistance to the current treatment providers that they have to help make necessary program enhancements that comply with ORS 182 and Oregon Administrative Rule 291. So as the Sheriff's Office continue to work with these providers, they will increase the number of contractors that they have that become available that make sure that they follow the correctional program checklist that's required. This special procurement was posted on May 21st, 2021, and it closed on June 1st with no protest received. Do you have any questions?
Not about that. No, great. Thanks, Camber. That's all the technical stuff, right? I mean, that's what we're hearing at Contract Review Board. But again, I just want to stress, I think this goes back to Commissioner Carlson at the time in 2005 when she started the Marion County Reentry Initiative, and I was in the legislature, and we worked together and passed legislation that made a difference for Marion County and the state And then in 2013, the Justice Reinvestment Bill, I think it's 3127 or what, I can't remember what the number was, 3124.
3194.
31, whatever, 3194, yeah, Justice Reinvestment. And I guess the institutional knowledge in the building is a concern that, because these monies we're talking about are coming from federal and state grants, especially the state Justice Reinvestment, that we're gonna have these services for people that are gonna be in our community instead of sending them off to prison, because we know what prison does to people. So I just want to really thank you for the work that you're doing, Kevin. I know you've been involved with this for a long time. And the undersheriff, and even I think before him was Troy, in the community corrections area. It's just really important to our community, and it's not one that is on a billboard anywhere or people know about, but Marion County has done really, really great work, and this contract is really important to make sure that work happens.
Yeah, the previous commanders, Clausen and now Under Sheriff, but Jeff Wood, they were in the brunt of it. I mean, from the building stages, and it's amazing to see the growth of the programs. I mean, from our very first prison reentry program, SOAR, Student Opportunity for Achieving Results.
Right.
It's a collaborative model on Chemeketa's campus to, a half a dozen additional prison reentry programs in alignment with House Bill 3194 and Justice Reinvestment, just growing to evolve not just from reentry, but prison diversion with 416 and FSAP, and justice diversion with LEAD, and it just keeps building. We're getting smarter, but as you mentioned, funding is key, and so we'll continue to do the best that we can with the resources that we have.
Great. So,
All right, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve an order for a class special procurement to provide reentry and prison diversion services for community corrections clients from July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2023.
I'll second the motion. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So I will close the contract review board and reconvene as Board of Commissioners. Is it short or long?
Long.
You go ahead and sign, I'll read. All right, here we're here for Board session. And I want legal counsel to make sure I don't make a mistake.
Oh,
on
that's
reading the
good. No, that's
calendar,
great.
right?
You gotta say what you mean.
I'm reading the Board of Commissioners calendar for June 9th through June 16th of 2021. Okay, tomorrow at 7:30, the 10th, Kaiser Marion County meeting at Sherry's Restaurant up on River Road in Kaiser. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., a work session on homeless update in the Commissioners Boardroom on the 5th floor. Also tomorrow on the 10th, still on the 10th, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, the Association of Oregon Counties and Human Services Steering Committee virtual. Again, on Thursday, the 10th at 3:30, Boys and Girls Club groundbreaking ceremony. The location is the Epping Homestead Boys and Girls Club at 3805 Lancaster Drive Northeast. Friday, the 11th, Association, at 8 o'clock, Association of Oregon Counties Natural Resource Steering Committee virtual. Friday, the 11th, at 1 p.m., Association of Oregon Counties Transportation and Community Development Steering Committee virtual. Monday, the 14th, at 8 a.m., Association of Oregon Counties Governance and Revenue Steering Committee location virtual. Monday, the 14th, at 10 a.m., Jail Capacity Management Plan, Post-COVID Jail Operations in the Commissioners Boardroom here on the 5th floor. Monday, the 14th, at 10:30 a.m., Association of Oregon Counties Public Safety Steering Committee virtual. Monday, the 14th, at 1:30, Association of Oregon Counties Legislative Committee location virtual. Monday, the 14th, at 3:30 p.m., Association of Oregon Counties Board of Directors virtual. Tuesday, the 15th, 9:30 a.m., Management Update Commissioners Boardroom here on the 5th floor. Tuesday, the 15th, at 1:30 p.m., work session on CDBG Consolidated Plan Priorities here on the 5th floor in the Commissioners Boardroom. Wednesday, the 16th, we're back here at 9 a.m., and Wednesday at 4 p.m., a FEMA briefing for local officials in the Commissioners Boardroom.
All right.
I do okay, legal counsel? Keep me out of trouble? Okay.
Got plenty keeping us busy as we get into this summer system. Yeah.
Graduations this week. What else?
I don't know, gosh. Well, you just read the calendar.
I'm just trying to think.
I feel like we're starting to get some traction on rebuilding the canyon, which is encouraging, you know. The report we got from Brandon the other day about and Scott sort of brought it up today, although I think his numbers were maybe a week old or something.
His percentage is a lot lower than
They were a little bit lower than Brandon's, yeah. I think he had some older numbers. I could see us getting to over 50% of our permits submitted by, certainly by the end of the year, and maybe even by the fall, which would be, I think, a big win for the community.
I think, I had dinner last night with a realtor who's pretty in the know up there. People are just holding because of the cost.
Yeah.
The cost of, you know, a sheet of plywood now is $100 or something like that. It's just crazy. So I think it would move faster if costs weren't going through the roof. You know, you talk to our lumber guys, they don't see it changing. You talk to Frank's or Ferris's, it's labor.
Well, the mill
and the
capacity is
demand.
super low.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, part of the problem is when we stopped harvesting in our forests, a lot of the mills shut down, and it's not something that you can just rebuild overnight, right? So now we're in a place where we actually have a lot of logs. There's plenty of material out there. The logs aren't expensive. It's the milling capacity that's just not there.
I spoke with Dean O'Donnell last week, and he said, and I haven't asked Scott, who owns the Detroit Lake Marina, he said that Scott actually is ordering a log home from somewhere, I don't know if it's Minnesota or someplace back there, and he's getting it per square foot cheaper than you could build here. Interesting that you can get stuff from and have it shipped, everything dropped here and
cheaper.
Yeah.
Wow.
So something's going on in the market here on the West Coast that is
strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we have more wood than anywhere, right? Sitting in our forest.
Even with all the challenges, though, I mean, if we were to have half of our permits submitted by the end of the year, the same year as, you know, basically a year from the fire, I think that'd be a big win for the community.
Yeah, what was it? Was it the Malibu fire where they said, or no?
The Paradise Fire,
where they had
4 years
one
later.
permit, they had one permit.
4 years afterwards. Can you imagine how horrible that would be?
Oh. Yeah.
Well, and it's really because of the attitude and the culture up there, you know, where they don't wait for the government to do it for them. And it allows us
That's why they were there. They didn't want the government.
It allows us to sort of partner with them and support them rather than people waiting around for the government to swoop in and do it all. It just goes a lot faster, you know.
Yeah, you know, and just the talent that we have, you know, you think of, you know, Chris being up there helping Detroit, and people were in the right place at the right time.
Well, that's true, isn't it?
The mayor,
Yeah.
you know, having Marion at Gates, and then Brian coming along and saying, you know, the state wants to help Mac. You know, Mac, he's got a heart for what he saw up there, and yet not getting them involved in the wrong place. And I think between Brian and Brian was talking about bringing in an outside consultant team, engineering team that could move a water system forward, and you know, and he was saying, hey, well, they will know when to bring in who and what, and then having those resources where you could call Jody Christensen and say, okay, now we need them in, you know, whereas a lot of times you go around and it's like, okay, the state's not moving fast enough because now we need them. I think we've got the right people in the right place that are, how do I want to say this? They're not, it's not about them. They're just, they want to be there to support, but let the county lead. And I think that's, and let the locals lead, right?
And we have leaders in the county who are competent to do it. You know, I mean, I think some of it is
Right.
the state feels that they have to step in when you don't have local folks who can operate at the level necessary, you know? But I think certainly with Ryan, actually with all three of our big public-facing service-providing departments, you know, the sheriff's office, the health department, and Public Works, all three of those department heads are very good at seeing the puzzle and figuring out how to fit the different pieces in the puzzle, rather than saying, oh, it's just, only Marion County can work on it.
Or it's only my department.
It's only
that
my
can work on
department,
it.
or only the state
Right.
has to do that. They're very good at sort of seeing the big picture and saying, okay, how do we slot everybody into getting this done for the citizens? And we've been blessed. And I think about that a lot because I was sworn in just about, you know, Joe came after, Sheriff Cast came after me, right? That was an appointment we made. Ryan Matthews came after me. And Brian came in December, and I got sworn in January. So all three of those folks started basically the same time I was a commissioner. And I think, you know, if we didn't have that kind of talent, if we had gotten bad apples instead of good apples, my job as a commissioner would be so much harder, you know, and yours and all of our, you know, it's sort of like you really do rely on your staff.
I remember talking to Brian offline, and he said, well, I'm not sure I'm ready, right? I had the experience, and I looked at him and I said, you've got the attitude, the heart, and he has so much background and experience he's brought to this job, and you see the changes in the
And
leadership.
varied experience. I think one of the things
Right.
that the strength of his is he's done both the private side.
Right.
He's worked for the state.
Right.
And he's worked for the county. And so it really helps because some of those cultures are different. And you need somebody who can walk into a room and be like, oh, I know how ODOT thinks about this problem. I'm not going to come at you like a county guy. I'm going to come at you like an ODOT guy, right? And I think that's been super helpful.
Yeah, so that's been good. Now then, do we want to talk about the legal counsel department though? I mean. No. I want to switch the topic before we adjourn, but it's just been a rough week for me because the Beavers lost. They came back from the losers bracket and lost on Monday night or Monday afternoon. And I talked with Commissioner Nyquist, he's a diehard baseball Beaver fan, and he was down there, and he said the team was pretty depressed. You know, they're going to be, first thing out of his mouth was, they're going to be good next year, and he said they were pretty depressed. And then he said when they heard the Ducks lost, they got a little happy. But I said this to Barb this morning, I go, wouldn't it have been nice if both the Ducks and the Beavers would have won and moved on to a super regional and show the rest of the country that the Pac-12 is pretty competitive.
Well, I think you'd only have so much success. They did so well in basketball. It was like, well, you don't get basketball and baseball, you know.
You don't tell that to the baseball team. Anything else? You got any birthdays coming up this weekend?
Not this weekend, although this is a rare break. You're right. July. We're going to hit some birthdays in July.
Seems like every weekend you got a birthday party. Come back to work just to get a rest. All right, we will adjourn. Thanks.